Tim, I can't wait for this post show. It's going to be chaos.
I think there's going to be a few in the chat sticking around as well.
Yeah.
We're going to have our operator bands coming in. Of course, a reminder for anybody who's joined after the little pre-game there, we've got Titan playing instead of Packball for Team Secret. You will see him at the bottom left of your screen. It's not a mistake. It is the coach for Team Secret who is going to be standing in. Book is going to be that first ban from Team Secret, mixing it up a little bit.
I don't mind a Book ban coming in every now and then. Change things up a little bit compared to, say, a Sledge that you see on the map, and MNM coming away with a Ying. So two pretty unconventional bans. A Thatcher stays available. Not often you see that these days. It's always normally a default ban. Do we dodge Mira and Valkyrie as well? We might is one of them.
We might.
Let's keep going with these spicy setups. I'm digging it. This to me just screams really that when they're on the attack for MNM, they want to be yeeting nades in literally everywhere, because you've now only got the Jaeger to worry about for your anti-nade utility. So, interesting bans coming through. Very spicy, very funky.
Spicy, funky, throw them all in there. As we're going to have Secret on the defence to begin with, and they're going to be heading up. No, not to the top floor. I was going to jump in there and say to the top floor, but it's going to be the middle floor. It's going to be Fireplace and Mining, which is an interesting one. I'm not sure about this side. I mean, we'll see how it goes. You know,
mind it.
You're already playing with a coach, so why not throw a curveball or two in and take Fireplace Mining, to kick things off?
You know what I thought of the more and more I looked at Fresh and Fabian? The Chuckle Brothers.
A lot of people aren't going to know who that is.
They ain't going to have a clue. Anyone from the UK who's over the age of, say, 24?
Yeah?
Yeah. Probably gets it. Even he's doing it now, look. Is it all to me, to you? Yeah, that is just a weird side of the studio that we do not talk about anymore. Let's get into round number one. As you said, it is the Fireplace and Mining site. And on the attacking side, I'm expecting a lot of nades. And by the looks of it, with the current lineup they've got coming along, seeing the Yana, the Sledge, and the Finker, that's already screaming to you. There are going to be 6 frag grenades flying through, and not like Pinella with 3 flashes in back pocket to burn through those ADSs. Otherwise, it is going to be pretty explosive around the site, and for the members of Secret that are dug in and trying to hide away from all those explosions that will be taking place around them.
Count of 3 defenders up on the top floor at the moment, just setting up Cocktail. Going to need to be quick as we're 15 seconds into the action phase. MNM getting straight up to that building line, going to be rappelling up to the roof and looking to get themselves involved nice and quickly. I think that's probably the best bet here for MNM is don't mess about. Don't give Secret an opportunity to start finding a little bit of comfort. They've already got a change in the roster. They've already got, you know, issues to deal with around that and defensive setups and everything else. Keep them on the toes. Just get right on top of them and don't give them any breathing space. So the time being, the drones are going to be going in there. Nearly a minute and still nobody from MNM inside of the building, so they are giving a little respect to Team Secret here, just letting them get themselves settled. And we can see Team Secret, they're pretty much just dipping themselves a little back away from Piano for the time being. They're not going to contest this too aggressively as Sleben moves away from Pixel.
Absolutely. No real rush just yet, though. 2 minutes on the clock. You're not in a massive point of rush. Like, think back to our first game of the day when for Poons it was taking, 2 minutes to even try and clear the top floor, and then would find themselves losing out to players holding inside a Cocktail. It was a rough first game. Hopefully MNM don't find themselves greeting the same sort of troubles, but speed-wise, it is looking very similar. Only now just looking to get inside of red and start moving their way forwards. And that's halfway into the round, Tim, so that clock is starting to run down.
This is it. It's not so much even about time within the round. Like I say, for me, it's more just about an approach to Secret and don't let them get settled. You know, if anything, they're going to need that time, a Team Secret, to make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted and that everything's done that should be done, you know, given the roster change. So if I'm MNM, I'm thinking get in there and, you know, don't give them the time to settle. But for the time being, Tyrant, he's going to be sneaking his way in, Des. He's going to get himself inside pillars, just a little walk inside there on the Iana, just sat nice and quiet. He's going to just hold himself there for the time being and try to see if he can catch somebody out as they rotate around. He could well move through here, but there's one on his left, and I think that's Keenan on the lesion, and he knows exactly where he is. Takes a little sneaky peeky round the door and finds Tyrant for the opening kill.
Sneaky cheeky peeky. We're adding words onto it now for the fun of it.
Why not?
Why the hell not? Users is on the upstairs here with that sledgehammer getting to work. And again, those 2 nades in back pocket. C4 coming out, but they've already scattered to the high winds. No one quite to be found. Down to these last 30 seconds. Here comes the glue. Titan himself holding down on site for now. No more C4 in back pocket. So he's really on drone killing duty until the drops come down or until the push comes down red.
Just going to hold himself there at the bottom of red for the time being, watching the window. They're going to have Sleben shutting down Nello. Users manages to find Tyrant and take him out, but there's only 10 seconds left to go, and this could be just a little too late here as Neo tries to get in, thinks about putting Diffuser down, doesn't have a choice but to stick it. He's going to run out of time, he's going to run out of life as Keenan manages to find the final kill, and Team Secret, they manage to take their first successful defense here on Cafe.
Well, the glue's working, Tim.
Certainly is. It's sticking them right together.
Beefing the boys up. They're smiling. They're happy. It's a great start for the side of Secret, who had a rough week last week as well. Really struggling to really get themselves going. I think Sleben currently one of the lowest rated players in EUL. Not what we used to seeing from him. Had a pretty good stage, or last year overall, really. And Comfy, the one climbing up towards the top end of the table. Into round 2 we go. And MNM probably grateful to get to step away from that site, at least for now. Maybe not one they were super prepped for. It's going to be inside of Kitchen instead, right on the downstairs. And we've got a cheeky little castle on side here, Tim.
Always got a plan if you've got a castle, Des. Those are the facts. I mean, at this level, I'd hope that every team's got a plan, to be fair.
Question is it a sand castle, or are they the king of a real castle?
Well, we will see as the round pans out. Where are we likely to see them? Good question. Possibly.
I didn't ask, but okay.
With the rotation being opened, I was just going to say we're probably going to see one from small bakery into bakery. That's exactly where one has gone. Maybe one up towards bar area. We will see.
Sorry, I was having a discussion with our observer.
Quite all right.
He's just giving me lip down the mic, so I had to tell him what for.
I imagine that
I loved him a lot.
Obviously.
And I appreciate him. We have got Easy with us once again for this game, and we spoke earlier on before the game and said, yeah, ready to go castle hunting? Absolutely. So Easy, here's your mini game. Go and find the 2 castles that are already down. There's one. Can he find number 2?
It's right there, Des.
It's right. I can see it as well.
It's right there.
Oh my God. Come on. How much are they paying you? I can literally see it.
It's very close to the first one.
Yes, it's really close. No, it's been blown up now. See you late. You failed the mini game.
It was on the small bakery.
It was the small bakery window. He's got 2 in back pocket still.
He does. That's another strange element there. Like you say, the first one's already been taken down, leaves them with only 1 active castle. If you're going to bring the operator along, you want to be making use of that utility. Keenan there just going to shoot out the Excaros pellets, prevent the castle being taken down for the time being. But this tells us that Secret are setting up for a full-on bakery hold. Now, the shield is in. Just be careful, be careful. Don't expose your side there, users. There's a lot of damage going to be done. The Monty will still be alive. Look at this aggression trying to get right in behind the bakery counter there, but the problem is that the Monty's alone, Des. There's not really too much pressure. There's a little bit coming from double door now as others are getting involved, but not really too much. And as you say, if attention is paid by the defenders, they might just be able to get the kill here.
Just a smoke, anything, just anything. And he's done for. You've literally got, there you go, Pokeball. It came through, didn't quite catch him, but Kendry finds uses anyway. Down goes the Monty, and that's the dream that you're looking for. Tyrant finding one back onto Titan. The clash of the T's, but not quite the eyes in that scenario of 4 versus 4.
Opportunity now for MNM to get themselves pushing forward a little bit. They've got Titan cleared out on the Jaeger. Gomfi, however, is going to take Nello down, and they've still got hold of Bakery here. Secret MNM have been unable to unseat them, and Gomfi, he's going to sit Solotov down with a nice kill there, and that now leaves us in a 4v2. MNM, no real map control, certainly no control of Bakery whatsoever, and Secret look revitalised, Des. Absolutely flying through MNM in these first 2 rounds. 4 versus 1. Shut down. Sleben finds the last, and that is going to be round 2 going to Team Secret, and they picked up on it on the opening desk before the game started, questioning those starting sides, and MNM allowing Secret to be in a position where they could defend to begin with on Cafe, and well, it seems to be playing right into their hands at this moment in time.
Can be a horrid map to attack into. We spoke about this back in our first game. Saw it splitting up 3-3, I think, between both of the 2 sides, if not for Rogue slightly stealing it away in the dying moments of that game. Bar and cocktail we step into, and that castle is going to stay present alongside the Aruni. You know what this means, Tim. I talk about it all the time, that we see a nice little castle barricade set up coming in towards the piano on the double door, on the south windows, backed up by the laser gates, mean that realistically, you've got 4 layers of utility to get your way through, to even be able to see inside a cigar, not just to get control of the map, but to be able to see into cigar. It can be an absolute nuisance. So look out for it in this round and see how well how good MNM are at breaking that apart.
It shouldn't take them too long to
Yeah, you say that, Tim.
It shouldn't. They've got all the tools that they need. They've got the Finker, which would I imagine will be bringing a Gon 6 along. They've got 2 nades and a sledgehammer on users, and they've got the range destructibility of Neo on the Zofia. So there's absolutely no reason why this should be difficult to deal with. They should get straight up there. They should get white corridor open, south window open. They should get double window onto piano, clear clear out Cigar Shop, and they should be able to get themselves established at the top of Red Stairs. Should.
Required that many shoulds, did it?
Certainly did.
Fantastic.
We'll see whether those shoulds can turn into a reality, though, for MNM.
We will indeed. For now, being conscious of someone running out potentially the bottom of white, given there is a smacked out panel in there as well. In the game earlier on today, we saw them watching onto that doorway, and then someone just ran out of bakery. I think it was Crying, who then got a kill for them. So there's lots of places to consider and watch out for, and I'm hoping MNM are attentive to that. However, Secret, not really a team that I position runouts with. I kind of see them as being more dug into the map, to be honest with you. So I'm not expecting that level of aggression really to come out on the defence.
They're going to be aware that at least somebody is inside a piano. I'm not sure if the drone will have seen him, but what a nade coming in from Tyrant. Just using the angles there, taking the bounce off the ceiling and finding his man. That's going to be a big opener onto the Mozzie, and that frees up the push forward into piano. There's going to be no men inside of there, so they now need to deal with that utility so that they can shift Kendrew out of Cigar Shop. Titan's going to go down. Kendrew manages to find Solitov, but Nello shuts him down in a direct trade, 4v2.
Bringing down his old teammate as well. Beautiful stuff. And for MNM, we spoke in the ban phase about that with my ban, that what you wanted to see was a lot of nades being brought along and a lot of kills coming from those nades. And in this round, the first two both came in from frag grenades coming in. Beautiful start. One for Tyrant and one for Yuzus. They've got the one frag grenade left in pocket, as unfortunately Solitov has gone down with both still in back pocket. So those aren't on side to play with, but in a 4 versus 2, at that point, the damage is done. And it's just about finding these last couple of members.
Gonfi's got a tight little angle in through the bar there onto New Hatch. Just going to make it difficult for anybody who rotates around, but so far MNM haven't extended that 4, but what a challenge from Tyrant! Absolutely deletes Gonfi there, shuts him down on the reverse angle, and in a quick trade we find MNM them taking the round. A 4v2 coming down to a 3v none as they manage to win the round, and that will put them 2-1 on the scoreboard.
Do we go back to mining, because that's what we saw in round 1, or do we go back to the more often seen second floor site, which is Reading and Fireplace? Looks like it's going to be Reading and Fireplace. So that first round probably more looking to try and catch the other side off guard. To great effect. Secret did indeed win it. Now they've got to win the 4th site on this map, though, and find success here. I imagine, as we always see, we're going to have some defense up on the top floor, likely inside a cocktail. So then the challenge really comes on to MNM and how they want to try and crack that defense wide open.
We saw a couple of really good takes, to be fair, earlier on tonight. We saw Cafe. Top floor was dealt with really, really well. You know, we don't always see teams on the attack gain that vertical access. We need to see that from MNM. They need to be moving Secret out of there. They've been doing well at pushing them around so far in the last couple of rounds. Secret have done well to hold on. But I think really now, MNM, time to put your foot on the accelerator. You've got your round. You've got yourself on the board now. You know, it's time to start showing Secret that, yeah, you are playing with your coach and we're going to be on top of things here. They need to start finding those advantages, and the first one is going to come from quickly taking top floor. I don't want to see it take 2.5 minutes. MNM need to go in there, get cocktail cleared out and start using that sledgehammer on users.
Yeah, we can't have what Poons had earlier on, which, like you say, was 2 minutes to clear the top floor, or in some cases not clearing it at all, just being held at bay when trying to sweep their way across the top floor. And to be honest with Secret, I know you're looking at it and saying, oh, lol, Titan sub in 0 and 3, lol, not playing great. That was never really the intent for him stepping into this game as their coach. It's more to get the other players on side, motivated, directed. That is what he's going to bring to this side, and given every single player is up on the scoreboard so far looking positive, you're not going to take it away from them. It has been the kind of start that Secret were looking for.
As you said, you know, it's just not the expectation there, and we're going to be looking, you know, for other contributions from Titan, which I'm sure he's going to be bringing plenty. And there'll be a couple of kills to boot. Don't you worry about that as the game goes on. So, Sleben for the time being going to be holding down Pixel Spot, just looking out there towards Cigar Shop. We saw this held in 2 different ways earlier, and neither of them really proved to be perfect. As we had Kanto, who was overly aggressive, and then we had Scyther, who was a little bit passive and allowed the attackers to aggress across top floor. Sleben has dipped back, but how much of a challenge does he make now? Scyther dropped the hatch, Sleben has dropped it as well. This could be the beginning of the end for them up on the top floor. They've now got Piano MNM and they can start aggressing forward, but I like that smoke canister coming out from Gonfi, just going to be used to slow that push down a little bit.
Well, the whole thing has been about delay tactics, right? The initial spray to keep them at bay for a second, get some drones in. Now you've got smokes coming out as well, so they're going to see that clock ticking down here as time goes by. Gonfi taking a big swing and almost paying for it with his life, but did get the second canister out. out, which is only going to delay them even longer. So MNM are being held back ever so slightly here. You don't need tons of time ready to execute once you've got top floor control. So as long as they're in control within like 30 seconds left, they should be fine. Gomfi down on his step down over the end of the hatch, and same for Solotov. He's going to get himself finished off as well. Keenan down there, but a nade coming through from Tyrant. That's 2 in 2 rounds. Make sure that at least their own death is answered.
4v4 now as the push across the top floor can continue. Gomfi has been collected, which is going to be good news for Team Secret, leaving them 4 versus 4, 45 seconds, and we've got those verticals being opened up now. Users able to use that sledgehammer, see if you can find anybody down in the rotation or in the site itself. Now, the important bit here is not really the kills, Des. It's about moving them out of reading into positions whereby MNM can get that diffuser into the correct spot and put it down on the ground. Going to find a kill through onto Titan there. Users just finding his man. Utility being cleared out, and that is plant spot open. Nello can think about getting himself inside now.
Gotta be quick.
Getting that plant down. He's actually going to open up a little rotation there into reading, and time could be a little bit of a factor here, Des. 13 seconds left to go. They need to think about taking their opportunity. Kendrew keeps himself alive. Going to get shut down as Tyrant bursts in. Plant is now going down. 3 seconds left to go. Neo finds the last, and MNM level things up 2-2.
Not bad, not bad. So initial shaky couple of rounds now being balanced back out. A nice little 3K in the round coming in for Tyrant, just quietly going about his business as well. Normally one of the players that you would kind of see in the thick of things, and you'd expect users to be the ones on the periphery looking to get involved with nades and little cut kills like that, but it was Tyrant in that round doing the goods outside of the map. 2-2 then for MNM. To have 2 rounds on the attack is a good step up to where they are now. You want that to become 3, ideally 4, especially in your mind knowing that you're coming up against a team playing with a stand-in here. You're looking to do better than how things have gone so far.
Going to be heading back to that original site for Team Secret then. It's going to be train and mining this time. See if they can lock it down the same as they did before. But MNM looking like a little bit of a different beast now to the one that we saw back in round 1. I'm sure they're going to be a little bit more aggressive into the map as the confidence builds and they start finding those kills. Going to be a similar setup last time around. There was a bit of utility applied out in Piano. I don't know if they'll maybe play somebody in there or not. We've seen Sleben once or twice try to hold on to it, but not really having too much success in there so far.
No castle on side here. Mortar's looking to waste time, I think, on this upstairs initial laser gate. Have to burn through that with the Iana potentially. Chuck a drone in there if you really want. It's not super ideal to be honest with you, but at the very least it gives you that ability to just step in here if you are going to drop in through red. Just small little roadblocks, small hurdles, Tim, being put up in front of them, getting to jump over them before they can start thinking about the vertical setup. That's where you'll see users probably inside of Piano looking to smash that wall to smithereens, get the floor opened up, force them out of train, and then mining becomes a viable plant opportunity.
User straight up to the rooftop. He's going to get those hatches as the sledge, no doubt. Always will be cautious of anybody potentially underneath with the nitro, but given that it's not a top floor defence, we're not going to have anybody up there for Secret at the moment. We're going to have the laser gate burnt out on the red hatch, and that's going to allow the drones to start raining in and potentially the men to follow. Now, there is somebody playing underneath the skylight, quite aggressive. It's going to be the Malusi of Kendrew for the time being, just holding a tight angle there, and if anybody tries to approach up to that skylight, it could well be the last thing that they do. Going to take the drone out, dip himself away, and just waiting for this push to come in. But so far, Secret certainly not giving up the top floor.
Bulletproof as well behind him that gives a lot of cover inside of the bar area. So really, he hasn't even got to expose himself that much. He can wait for the intel call and then make a swing or then make a challenge. And no doubt on the side of MNM, they're wary of that. You see that Bulletproof, you know, okay, someone's probably watching us. In that case, we need to be careful. But right now, again, they're just slowly chewing their way through these laser gates. There was one on hatch, one on the single top red door, and now one on this double door. It's just roadblock after roadblock, and again, it's slowly chewing the way through them.
The utility that they are clearing through here is sizable, to be fair, and at a point where MNM look to push onto site, they're not going to have a lot to come up against. There's not going to be a lot to contest them, and that's something that Secret need to be thinking about because a lot of that utility has been used up on the top floor. Titan, for the time being, got himself in the train. He's got Nitro in hand. He's going to be looking for a little bit of verticality here, getting on the action. He knows that they're in and around Piano. He's just waiting for those sledgehammer swings to open up. For the time being, it's pre-placed and potentially just going to wait for the sledge to get closer over to that area. Heading in that direction now. Could be an opportunity if Titan pulls the pin. He does. It's not going to find his man. Just unfortunate there as Sledge had passed over the top of it, but a good effort nonetheless.
Absolutely, Titan is holding tight, but man comes from the left-hand side. Down he goes. Neo picking him up on the entry. Unlucky to be watching the right-hand side of that one as well. Now they can get to work on some of these vertical openings that they need. This one more looking at the long angle, and by the looks of it, I think it was Gonfi just narrowly aware that this had been opened up as well, so stepped away. Does he know about the man on white? Yes, he does, but neither of them finding each other just yet. Slightly dodging out before, no, it's Tyrant getting Kendry, so the battle for White Stairs continues, and Solotov wins into a 5 versus 2, make it a 5 versus 1, as he finds his first 2 kills, and impactful they are coming down White. MNM with a 3rd round on the bounce.
Solotov a little bit quiet so far, but certainly makes his mark on that round, and that could be a dangerous thing for Secret. If Solotov starts waking up and more kills come raining in, that could be a big problem. We know that he's one of those players that's very difficult to put the brakes on once he gets his head up and gets moving.
That's the problem, right, is for this team, they have the big three in the front line. And I always compare it back to what you see coming out of TSM. They're a team that play with Merc, Achieved, and Bolo as their front three, all incredibly prolific at what they do. And on MNM, on the right day, you get the same out of them. Solotov, Yuzus, Tyrant, that's the front three that you really want to be doing the business for you. When all 3 of them are firing on all cylinders, this team is nigh unstoppable, as we saw throughout SI Quals, as we saw throughout relegation, CL, you name it. The problem we've seen so far is, mostly last week, Tyrant wasn't really present. I know he wasn't feeling particularly great, but he wasn't like really there in the game, it felt like. Today, Solotov has been a little bit quieter while it's been Yuzus and Tyrant doing a lot of the work for them. They're still ahead on the attack of Cafe, so 0 complaints. But like you say, what happens if Solotov also comes online? It's very difficult to stop an MNM where all 3 players are firing.
The attack from MNM onto this site didn't really work last time around. They tried to send users into Bakery on the Monty to just bully the players of Secret in there, but there was absolutely no fear in the men as they stared him down and took him out of the round, and it was just kill after kill from there, really, and MNM never really able to gain any map control at all. So I think we're going to see something slightly different here, a new approach. We don't have the Monty on board this time. It's going to be a similar lineup to the one that we've seen so far, and it's looking like a top-down clearance, a standard kitchen take, get that verticality with users inside of train and mining and just get it all opened up and make things difficult. I think MNM have learnt over the last couple of rounds they don't really need to do too much to win here. They just need to tick the right boxes.
You got to play your fundamentals, right?
Yep.
It's as simple as that. One thing I was looking out for, by the way, on these kind of red pushes initially is Kendry with the C4. He is a prime top red C4 player. You hear someone open one hatch, guess what? Fair chance they're going to the next one. You pre-place that C4, boom, you can catch the sledge as he steps up. We've seen him do it before. We've seen him throw C4s up through the hatch onto the roof and catch people as well. So, again, quite a drawn-back sort of style from Kendry, who we used to see him play pretty aggressive in spots like that.
I think, you know, given the situation, you've got your coach playing with you, things are ultimately going to have to change. And, you know, some of those more high-risk plays, putting yourself in dangerous areas, may be the things to go by the wayside. Solotov, for the time being, going to get himself established on White Stairs. Heading down, he's got a man ahead of him inside VIP, likely to be the smoke of Sleben. If I had to make an educated guess, he's just there to try and hold on to Freezer, especially when that white wall is open. He can then just throw his Toxic Babe canisters in from the relative safety of VIP, not complete safety, but he can just use that angle to try and get in there and stop the defenders, stop the attackers pushing in and overwhelming the defenders.
He's just playing like a man that has been C4'd far too many times, by the way. He's literally dancing around the concrete, staying as close as he can to the edge, and then just kind of like, boop, and then stepping straight back out again. Like it's like a cat touching something it's never seen before. It kind of backs away as soon as it touches it, like it's been electric shocked or something. That's just how passively he's trying to play. A great nade coming in from Solotov. MNM in these last few rounds really making excellent use of those nades that we spoke about, knowing that there's only ever going to be, at max, a Jaeger on the other side.
It was just well cooked, wasn't it? The timing was perfect. Kendry tried to move, but just couldn't get far enough away from it. The damage was done. Attackers are raining into the freezer now. We've got the thinker of Solotov inside there. Could be a menace as he looks to push through, but he does still have defenders on the outside. Needs to be careful because the smoke is still inside of VIP here. Keenan finds Neo, levels things up. 4v4, 15 seconds left to
Titan.
go. And they need to get Nello inside a site. Titan on a big flank. Manages to shut down Solotov before he gets traded out, but that could be important. Nello, he tries to get the diffuser down, but has to come away from it. He's going to try and stick it again. He's no choice nowadays. The clock is down to 0, and Secret are going to win the round. A big flank from Titan, helping them along the way.
Just what you want to see. If a man's nervous, say, right, You're the boy making the difference this round. Get on the flank, kill some fools and win us the round. Does find the one. It wasn't Nello who had the planter in back pocket, but as soon as that starts going down, it's already chaos stations for MNM because they were running out of time and they had to scrabble something together in the dying seconds. A 3-3 half, it's not super ideal. Again, I said earlier on, you're looking for a 4-2 ideally here as the defenders, but you'll take it at that point knowing how things have been, the situation that you're in. Now MNM switch over to the defensive side. Just those 4 rounds waiting for one of these two teams to take the lion's share. All 3 of those points.
Secret have done well. Secret have done well to keep themselves level at the half. I feel like things could get a little bit more difficult for them now, trying to attack onto Cafe. I'd expect MNM to at least be able to lock down top floor and reading as a minimum. So at that rate, you're going to lose 7-5 if you can only pick up the third choice site for Secret. They're going to have to do something here. And I think MNM probably going to feel reasonably confident. The next 2 rounds for Secret, I think, are particularly important. They need to win one of them. If MNM can get 2 and know that they're going to have them 2 sites to come back to later, that's going to be a big mental blow for Secret.
Absolutely. Well, let's see how the site sets up here for them. We've got the bulletproof camera once again inside of Cocktail. Not quite sure where both of those bubbles are. Wouldn't be surprised if one is inside bar. Indeed it is, on the second table. Just overseeing everything within its domain. They've got a little setup going on here as well inside a bathroom. Maybe a little bit late to the party on this one as well, because 30 seconds in, they're still getting reinforcements up and opening rotates at this point. But Pixel is now held down. They are good to go. I guess it's kind of a blessing that attackers can't be too aggressive too quickly when attacking onto Cafe, because, well, 1, you spawn quite far away, and 2, you've got to repel up 3 stories worth of building.
Kendra getting both hatches open on the sledge. Well aware of the potential threat, as you say, the sort of player to try those nitro tricks, and he's not going to get caught out by any himself. But there was no attempt from Secret, from MNM. Sorry, they're not going to get overly aggressive like that. Solotov, as you say, just on the roam underneath with the Malusi. Doesn't have nitro in hand. Has brought the... of course, doesn't have them anymore, Malusi. It's
back when she did, it was ludicrous.
Yeah, it was Impact. Every time I see Malusi, it's just nitro springs to mind. But no, it's Impact or Bulletproof. Bulletproof is the choice in this case for Solitaire, bringing along. We know how powerful that information is, and the EMP blast that's on there as well that can potentially deny breaches. It can take drones down and lots of other things in between.
Very dug in here to the southwest corner, and I always used to talk about the attack onto this site, that you kind of get a battle line sort of drawn diagonally from bottom left corner of your screen up towards the top right. And that's exactly what you get in here. You've got Secret with control of top red. They're inside a cigar shop. Most of Secret dug in towards white stairs and the backside of Cocktail. So really now you've got to see one team make this move, whether it's a flank coming out from MNM, whether it's Secret trying to force players out so they can go for a plant is one or the other. But here comes the drop. They're just straight inside of the bar because they know they're all dug in so far to the bottom right corner. They can go for it, but big C4, I thought it might find 2, but slightly misplaced. Diffuser is down. Secret have found 2, and they're into a 4 versus 3. One inside storage, and Titan just holding the angle, waiting for the man to step up. Flash in hand as well. It comes on through, but no one steps into his sight lines here. They've got a lot of work to do still in a 3 versus 2, and Usis and Solotov have got to bring it all the way back. Does he know about the man inside a Cocktail? They know about the gun. There's a man on Skylight as well. This is almost impossible for MNM to fight back, it feels like, but they've got to fight it one way or the other. Usis down to nothing. Titan with the closing kill. Secret seeing ground, taking ground, planting on ground, done.
Great running for Secret there. Sometimes you just got to play the cheese play. You've got to, let's just get onto Skylight, drop and plant in front of the bar. And
I wouldn't even call it a cheese play.
It works.
MNM were just so passive.
I mean, the reason I say cheese play, 9 times out of 10, you'd expect that to fail. You don't get away with just dropping through Skylight and planting right in front of the bar. Normally you would, especially without a ying or without anything like that.
You don't when someone's sat at the top side of Cocktail, but MNM were just like south side of Cocktail.
This is what I mean.
They were in white corridor, on white stairs, inside deep freeze, and I was like, you have no one to stop them either just marching in here or dropping through Skylight. They didn't need smokes because no one was there to challenge them. They did have the one player downstairs with the C4. That could have been transformational if it was like a meter up towards the northwest. That would have gotten probably a double kill or a double down on one C4 and stopped the plant going down. But as I say, MNM just far too passive in that defense.
Titan doing well, carrying the diffuser as well. You look at it and it's easy to think, well, he's just been brought into the team, they're chucking the diffuser at him, it's support, he doesn't have to get kills. But support is a job in and of itself, and we talk about this so much. understanding enough to when your team's got enough control, when's the right time, where's the right place to get that diffuser down, to know that the cover is in place and everything else. Fantastically well done. Gets himself the final kill of the round, second on the day as well, and that could be a big round for Secret. Like I said, those 2 rounds were particularly important, 7 and 8. They needed to win one of them because it was the first 2 choices of sight for MNM. If they win those 2, they can just go back there and win them again. Secret have sent a message there, and they could well be in this for some points.
And the pain of this as well, like even with the Ying banned away, so less smokes available, no Candelas, they're still having to bring the Warden for Yuzus here, probably because of the spam of flashbangs that have come in from Sleben and from Titan with 6 in back pocket, plus 6 frag grenades, helped massively by the Wamai ban that came in from MNM. It's just too much to deal with when you're trying to dig in. So at this point, the Ying, it feels like, okay, you could have left it up and it would have had much the same effect, somewhat. However, now we'll see what they can do on the step 4. They almost found Solotov, just chipping him away a little bit with a grenade, nowhere enough to finish him off as MNM are trying to defend Restaurant.
The big difference for Team Secret on this site is they're going to have a lot more work to do. Last time they got away with actually not doing very much on the bar and cocktail side. They didn't deal with cocktail, they didn't take control of piano, they didn't drop red stairs, they didn't open freezer wall. There's lots of things you would normally look to do that they were able to just circumvent. That's not a criticism, It was very well spotted by them that it was possible to do that. But they're not going to get away with the same on Kitchen. They're not going to be able to circumvent all those attacking steps and just get in and put the diffuser down. So they're going to have to win gunfights now. Tyrant, he's going to pick up the first headshot onto Sleben. Gomfi, however, able to find one of his own, leveling things up 4 versus 4 with the kill onto Solotov.
What I will also give to MNM, within like 70 seconds in this round, they'd killed 7 drones outright. So no matter how much work Secret were trying to do on the drone game around Restaurant to figure out where these members were, they were just having those drones taken out constantly by the guy in VIP, the guy behind bar. It's just a bit of a nightmare. So MNM here are like ghosts, and it feels like Secret have just got to swing for their heart's content and swing keen and will, finding Tyrant inside of VIP. A 3 versus 3 and 55 seconds to play.
Kendrew's just trying to support the push from Brown stairs at the moment, so you got 1 white, 1 brown. Kendrew's going to move away and look to get some vertical angles opened up. He's unlikely to be challenged given that they're in a 3v3. I imagine now MNM, they're going to be keen to just try and hold on to site. Titan just looking to open up those angles into Freezer, take out the soft wall. That's going to give enough space for him to be able to move on in, but he's going to need to be careful because this angle is almost certainly going to be watched. I can't see MNM taking their eye off the ball and allowing Titan to just sneak in through Freezer and get the diffuser down. There is indeed a Banshee there as well, which is just going to impede a little bit of progress if he tries to push through, but Nello, well aware that there is a man looking to get Cozy inside of the freezer. He's going to take his chance. Shotgun 1, shotgun 2, simple as that for Nello to lock it down, and that's going to leave them now in a 3v1. Kendrew, 4 seconds left to go, shut down by Neo, and that's going to be MNM leveling things up once again. 4 versus 4 on the scoreboard, and my concern for Secret was well placed, and it's going to be my concern for them going on from here. The round that they won, they didn't have to deal with a lot of the defensive utility and positions. The rounds going forward, they are going to have to, and they've just shown that it was a little bit tricky for them there getting into Freezer.
Honestly, probably 90% of that round comes down to drone work. Again, they lost 7 drones inside 75 seconds. The only 2 that were active on the field still towards the end of the round were Kenny's, and he was busy getting the vertical angles held. He couldn't sit and drone his 2 players to push in through Freezer, so when they did, they were going in blind. And as you'll see on the replay, Nello just sat here and said, okay, then you're going to swing me blind, I'll hold the shotgun, I'll just finish off as you come pushing in. Titan did nearly find him, but it was body shots on the way through, so putting him down to about 30 HP or so. Not all that much to worry about, but again, drones are everything. Information is what Siege is made of, so you need to keep those drones on side and alive.
And the thing is, you're always going to struggle when you're coming up against a site player like Nello. He knows the angles, he's on top of how many drones are left, whether he's likely been spotted, whether he can just stand on top of a counter in
so
the
with the new
open.
destroyed drone counter.
Well, exactly that. But my point is that active thought process of knowing that's the case. And just, you know, normally, are you going to stand on top of a counter in the just broad daylight in the open like that? Probably not, but he knows all these things are clicking into place. That means that he can get away with doing it, and you're always going to struggle coming up against a player like Nello in that sort of situation. So round number 9 is going to be MNM on the defence, this time of reading. They've got themselves around another important one for Secret here. They need to keep challenging MNM, because as soon as they get 2 defences back to back now, it's going to be a big struggle, because they'll get on that map point, and that's where things are going to get really tough for Secret. For the time being, straight up to the roof, they've got the hatches open, the drones are going in, the information coming out, and they're going to look to get themselves established and start that vertical work.
I think identifying that there's a castle on side, that you've got a bulletproof to get rid of, a shield as well. They've opted to go across to play in the Zofia, obviously bringing along 4 bits of utility you can use to either burn through ADSs or destroy things. Ideally, the concussion's the ones that are burning through the ADSs rather than the impacts. Those you would like to use to get rid of the critical utility. As you hear those ADSs being rifled out, that should be it. Everything else is clear. So now the nades can really start singing in. 4 flashes, 3 frags still on side. But Tim, I draw back again to that drone counter. They've already gone through 5 here inside the first 60 seconds.
Nades just getting dumped into Cocktail there. And that's not going to clear anybody out as they've already dipped back deep. Neo is just holding his position. I think he's just moved away from barback storage as the pressure is about to mount, but that's not bad. He's wasted a minute and a half and he's not given his life for it. He's somebody aggressive just on bar in barback storage still. I'm not sure if it is Neo who's moved back in. Solotov's going to find Gomfi as they try to push into Piano. That's a great nitro to kick things off for MNM. Nades are going to come in through the white stairs window, not going to find the man. And MNM moving well, keeping themselves alive. Neo has dropped back from barback storage now, so with 2 minutes wasted and a life as well, MNM have given up all but 1 man on the top floor.
I mean, at least they're in a spot where they've got top floor control, right? That feels like arguably the most important part. And even then, it's not full control. Sure, they've got some pressure down white. And now Nello drops away. Now they've got full control with about 60 seconds on the clock. I did mention last time round, you don't need a lot of time once you've got top floor control. Often it's getting the vertical secure, dropping down on red doorway, or reading doorway, sorry, and then pushing in for the plant behind the little bookcase or wardrobe or whatever it is that's stashed in the back corner. They are getting started on that now. There's one frag left in back pocket. It's not really a whole ton, so it's going to come down to really charging into fight and finding those kills.
Only 2 drones left, but 5 defenders. That means you're going to be suffering a severe lack of information, as you've already picked up on for Team Secret here. Looks like the push is going to have to come in from Pillar's door. We've got Titan with Diffuser in hand. Beautiful for Keenan to open things up there. Gets one onto Solotov. There is the potential for getting the Diffuser down. Titan just comes off the scope at the wrong time. He knows there's a man in the corner. He's going to be shut down. That's Diffuser down, but Keenan, he manages to get the kill. He gets Titan back on his feet. This one could be successful. Challenging into the utility room. Gets 1, gets 2. Top of Browns there, shut down. And Secret somehow come away with the round.
I tell you what, Keenan was on panic stations there. He's going to be breaking his wrist with all that spinning around he was doing. Finds, what, a 4K in the round? Wowsy, Keenan diff. I absolutely agree. We keep on singing the praises of this player as well. Keenan, you know, kind of maybe that round ends differently and it's MNM sat at 5 and 4. But right now, they're slipping behind. 5-4 to Secret. And no one, someone did somewhere, had Secret down to win this game.
The thing is, you can't play against that. You really can't. You know, you can't account for that. MNM have just got to scratch that one off. They've had the tactical timeout. You know what? If Keenan's going to go absolutely wild, pick people up, get kills, you know, throw nades, you can't legislate for that, and they just need to forget about it.
Can't legislate for it.
You just really can't.
Who's writing the papers, Tim? Because it ain't me.
But
you know what I love again, though, is just the use of nades by both sides. That one, my ban, has been more effective than you can ever know. Like, I feel across probably at least 75. Oh! No way! He almost got 3! He was so close to getting 3, Tim! Kenny and Gomfi down to below half HP as well. That would have been a round ender if he was half a second later on that C4. Woo!
I mean, it was. I'll still use the word devastating. You know, he's taken effectively 2 lives out there. If we look at HP wise, Kendrew and Gomfi both down low now. Titan gone. Somebody else going to have to carry that diffuser 4v5 inside of the first minute. Certainly not ideal. Plenty of drones left, which is a point to the credit for Team Secret. A point that they've struggled to find so far in the game today. They've not really been using them to the best efficiency. MNM have been doing a good job of clearing them out.
They have. And I want to touch on that C4 again because that's a Kendrew classic. Like I said earlier on, back when he was on Na'Vi, those are the kind of C4s he'd be pulling up all the time. And users have just spun one back at him, brought down his hard support, and almost killed 2 of the members. Just shows the value in that kind of play. Now we've got nades starting to roll their way through in towards Cocktail, hunting down that Maestro, who's up on the table to the north side of Cocktail. MNM pretty much dug in here across the far east side. But there's a rat in the basement, Tim. Oh, he's nicked the cheese, and now he's working his way up white stairs. It's Keenan. If he gets in the back here undetected, kills 2 or 3, ooh, that's the kind of spicy round you want.
The Mute of Users is playing underneath, I think, in and around Reading and Pillars, so there's an opportunity potentially for Keenan here. Users it is who does the damage, finding a kill onto Kendrew. Needs to be aware as he comes to heads with him. He's got no idea whatsoever. And Keenan, he's going to shut him down. It's going to leave him an opportunity to get up white stairs. Kill start coming in. Solotov manages to get Gonfi to put the brakes on a little bit. 2v3. Keenan found out at the top of the stairs. It's going to be Tyrant to take him down. All up to Sleben, but unable to finish things off. And MNM draw themselves level, getting that round after the tactical timeout. They managed to find the answer, and it's 5-5 now. This one's going all the way to 12, which we might not have expected at the beginning. Secret are fighting so well here, and MNM, they're going to have to dig deep if they want to get this one done inside 12.
I had so much belief there in Keenan. I'm so disappointed. Just didn't expect a man, I think, to be right to his right-hand side. He thought they'd be dug inside a cocktail, not quite sat at the top end of Lumber, but pays for it with his life. And MNM do find the round they're looking for. 5-5. It is nail-bitingly close. Like you say, we're guaranteed to see at least 12. But round 11, before we get to that 12th round, is going to be down here inside of the kitchen. MNM, no doubt hoping to do more damage with those C4s. And I'm seeing some Yokais. I'm seeing the Echo on side. This C4, look. Half a second later, probably, as they're all stuck in the repel or in the vault animation over, that's a 3K.
If they're on the other side of that wall, it's done.
I bet you're screaming in all chat, why are they so slow? We've timed this against so many teams, and they're too slow.
We're going to be heading down to kitchen in our round 11. This is going to determine who gets the opportunity to take the full 3 points. Whoever it is will only get one crack at it. They will only have one opportunity to close this one out. Tim. For me, MNM have to win this. They're new to EUL. They've not got a win yet. They're certainly capable of them. But if they want to be picking points up and getting away from that relegation spots, you have to be beating a team who's playing with their coach. That's the, I'm not trying to be harsh on Secret or Titan or anything else. That's just the reality. If you want to be staying away from those bottom spots and you're up against a team that have already struggled a bit and are now playing with the coach, you got to be picking that win up.
All I'll say is, Tim, it's a very long year ahead. This is only stage 1, but MNM just came off the back of an SI visit as well. They've beat several of the EUL teams before. There is higher expectation on them than what Secret have got. Again, it's not trying to be cruel to Secret or, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Too accusatory of MNM overall. It's just saying expectations are that MNM should be doing better, and there is no other way around it. Solotov, though, we've already seen him holding this spot before, dug inside a restaurant. If you remember last time round, Secret went through like 7 drones inside 70 seconds and was stuck trying to push their way in through Freezer, and Nello then got his his big 3K in the round, but the 2K in towards the Freezer players that were trying to push their way in. Completely blind without any information. This round could be going the same way.
Tyrant doing a good job of just keeping them out of the VIP window there. Solotov looking to get aggressive here. Desi's going to come head to head. He sees a gun, but he's going to just... No, he gets the man on the left as well. Manages to find Gonfi. Can't find shots onto the one outside of main door. I thought he was just going to get distracted by that barrel, Des. I thought he was going to pull his focus away, but no, he's aware of Gonfi moving in there as well. Great start for Solotov. Can he pick up the second who's coming through the window? He knows that he's there. There's a challenge. There's an attempt.
Swing.
He's going to get pushed from main door. And he gets himself out of dodge. Well played, Solotov.
You got yourself a kill. You've wasted a lot of time, and you've got back into sight completely safe. Beautiful. I don't want to call it a roam game. It's more of this extended hold inside a restaurant. You're being a time waster and then pulling your way back to sight. Could not have played it better, but it's still a 4 versus 4. So as well as he's played there, they've bled members elsewhere.
Users is just holding on to a nice angle through to the court check door. Going to prevent anybody moving in from main door and in towards that direction, but a lot of the pressure is going to mount on towards the Freezer side. We can see White being opened up, but it's again coming down to a bit of gunfire to open this up rather than having the utility to be able to clear it out. And that's going to be the utility gone.
Yeah, I mean, Keenan's getting one back here, so keeping them very much in the round with the kill on Tonello as well. Solotov now the one dug in deep, but we're down to that last 15 seconds or so, Tim. We know what happens when we start getting this close. They've got to find their kills. They see 1 of the 2 line up. Sleben gets the gunfight, though, into a 2K in the round. Can't see one at distance inside a bakery. They've got to set their way in and go for a plant here, and that's exactly what they'll do. These air jabs might be absolutely huge for them. They've got the Yokais on side. One comes out. Will they find a second? Surely they will. No, it gets stuck. Did he miss the first blast? Tim, they could have completely whiffed this one. The C4 that tried to get through through and use this. Don't try and recover it, please. He can just step above the crouch here and pop you in the head, no problem at all. Neo has worked his way around. Do they see the man? They can find one, but is it time for Super 7 to come all the way through? With this one, he's got one down. Wins this 1v1. Yes, he does! Secret take round 11, and they're in the spot to take 3 points in round 12.
This is unbelievable what we are witnessing right now. Des Secret taking MNM to the wire as an absolute minimum. 6-5, and the opportunity to close out Cafe. That round was unreal. We still had Echo on the board. They couldn't deny the plant. Titan sticks it, and then Slevin manages to find two. Oh,
I'm in for it. Let's go. These are the kind of games you love to see. The underdogs. We love an underdog story in the UK.
I can't get enough of it.
It's against the UK team, but we'll take it still, Tim, either way. Again, I need to know what happened with that Yokai. If we can get a replay of some kind, I need to know what happened. We heard it go off. It didn't interrupt the plant. It got stuck, and the C4 got stuck to the door frame, Tim. They had 2 chances of stopping that plant, and they whiffed both. How do you do that?
Watch round 11.
Just watch it back. I'm watching it back later. I need to see what happened.
Watch round 11 on slow-mo. You'll find out. You'll find out how you do that, Des. MNM are going to be left kicking themselves after that, but what they need to do is just wipe it out of their minds, clean slate, and we go again. Round 12, an essential win for them now. They're going to be in reading once again. Now then, I think it's a little bit of a gamble here. Obviously, Team Secret won this on the attack in round 9, but it came down to a mammoth effort out of Keenan. Just basically, you know, he was like that cartoon where you've got a cartoon character just playing every job in like a, you know, in a situation, and he was just like picking people up, getting nades, getting kills, like covering the plant. He was just doing absolutely everything, and I think that they're looking at a situation thinking that's probably not going to happen again, and we can lock this one down. But
that's not the hatch, Kenny.
They're going to have some work to do. They're terrified of the C4, Des.
That's also not the hatch, Kenny. That's air. I mean, I don't blame them. That again, the C4 almost completely
terrified of that C4.
Everyone would be after seeing that kind of play come out.
I'm terrified of it.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So MNM have got to start up. Oh, sorry, MNM. Secret have got to start up on the top floor, and work their way down towards reading. So it's once again going to be that top floor sweep, getting the vertical control, likely looking for another drop in through reading. As you referenced, Keenan's miraculous 4K. You can't really count on that to happen again. Lightning doesn't strike twice, does it?
I mean, you've said it now, so it's going to be...
he's on 15 kills. What's 4 more?
Absolutely your fault if it does, Des. You've got to use that caster curse responsibly. MNM might just be ruining the day that you said that, but there's a lot of Siege to play in the next minute and a half. MNM still have a full-strength roster on the board, and they're still holding their position. Secret getting themselves slowly inside of the map. Not really taking top-floor control, more of a focus on train and mining here and working their way across through Fireplace. Now then, Titan, he's going to look to get the wall open. Obviously, there's a mute jammer just stopping that. Nade is going to clear it. That's going to allow the X-Kairos pellets to be detonated, and he moves around. Just going to get straight on the drones is the Iana there, and Titan's going to have a little peek inside. Not going to find anybody just as of yet.
2 players on white stairs. Keenan is the key to this round. If he can push up and get the lower one, he denies the C4 away, and he stops the guy above him from also looking for a challenge. No one's on the default cam. Oh no, there has to be someone on the cam. Does he see the man? Sees the head, and he gets the kill. Solotov's gone. That's what they were looking for. Neo also hitting the deck. The swing coming through, but Keenan really wants this one. They've got themselves into a spot where 2 come back. Titan battling back. Kendra a second. There's only 2 left. Nello, Neo, Titan now stepping in. Tucked in behind the reinforcement is now going in for the plant. A 3 versus 2. A swing comes in. It's down to the last one. There is no way MNM are about to fall here. Neo doing his very best and getting one back, but he's got to kill 2. The standing coach and Sleben, who's had a wonderful couple of rounds. He can't find it. Secret have beaten MNM 7-5.
Unreal performance out of Team Secret. Titan there managing to get himself into dining, get that diffuser down as kills just rained around him, and that is going to be Team Secret taking an unbelievable and unpredictable